Hi, my name is Chandra, and for the Contemporary Nutrition Alternate Assignment Semester project, I compare the differences between a traditional American diet and a vegan diet. So you're going to hear from 3 students who follow an American traditional diet and then 3 students who follow a vegan diet. So they're all in college, which is really unique to see what struggles they face and why they chose the diet they chose, especially in the day and age that they're in. So enjoy. Question 1 is, what is the reason that you follow this lifestyle?
I'm an environmental major, so I advocate for and find ways to decrease my carbon footprint all the time, and I just try to be overall environmentally friendly. So there's a lot of greenhouse gas emissions that are caused by meat production, and so I decided to make the switch to eating a vegan diet.
Well, unfortunately, cancer runs through my family. I have a lot of family members that have cancer, and so since it's been like such an impactful part of my life, I kind of spent a lot of time researching ways to decrease the risk of getting cancer. And one of the things I found was eating a plant-based diet, and I was like skeptical of it, but I was like, why not give it a try? And I have not looked back since then.
Yeah, so I grew up in a traditional American household, so kind of following the American diet has been the most convenient lifestyle for me.
I would say that just being in America and living here my whole life, I think that this diet and this lifestyle has been very affordable and just available for me.
I'm a big foodie, so following this diet allows me to explore lots of different cuisines. I love to travel, and it's easy to know that there's always something accessible anywhere I go for me to eat.
I ate meat my whole life, but one of my friends had been vegetarian, so when I'd go to her house, I'd eat more plant-based foods. And I noticed the days that I did eat a vegetarian diet, my body felt better and I was full for longer and my stomach didn't hurt as much.
So my second question is there any struggles that you have faced while living this lifestyle?
The vegan lifestyle is kind of expensive, which is annoying because I am a college student and money's tight, but when I do go out to eat, there aren't a lot of vegan options.
So vegan protein alternatives, first of all, they're really good, okay? Like, don't hate on them until you try them. But they do have a lot of sodium, so that's something I have to be like mindful of, but they are good, so.
My parents never emphasized breakfast, so getting in fruits has been kind of hard. Like, when I eat lunch and dinner, I think I tend to eat more savory meals, so I don't really have the chance to, or I guess, like, prioritize eating enough fruit.
I have not always prioritized eating vegetables, and I think that has been my biggest obstacle, just because growing up in the household that I did, I would prioritize eating meat and I would prioritize eating grains.
One problem I have found is that a lot of foods have a lot of sodium, and I live in a dorm. In my dining hall plan, a lot of things have high sodium. Also, things like cup of noodles and ramen have a lot of sodium as well.
I'm a big coffee drinker, so I like to try out new cafes, but it's annoying that I have to pay extra for non-dairy milk. Sometimes they don't even have a non-dairy option, which can be even more frustrating. But hopefully with more people trying out plant-based foods, these products will be more accessible and cheaper or a free alternative at restaurants.
Have you followed this lifestyle your whole life, or if not, when did you make the switch?
My whole family and I used to eat meat, but I got super into environmentalism in high school and I made the switch around sophomore year of high school, so it's been about 3 years.
I have followed this American diet my whole life, but both my parents are actually pescatarians. They never forced that lifestyle on me, and I guess I never had an interest in cutting out meat, specifically chicken, but they were never pushy about that.
So about 5 years ago, I switched to being vegetarian and then decided to go fully plant-based 2 years ago.
Okay, we're almost done. My second to last question is your family accepting of this lifestyle?
My parents have always been really supportive. They've always been aware of my environmental activism. They understand that it's my life and my decision to make, and they always try to cook plant-based recipes like vegan banana bread.
My parents are amazing. When I told them I wanted to try going vegan, like right away, they were super supportive. Both of my parents are pescatarian, so they kind of understand like where I was coming from, and like they totally supported the plant-based diet. They understood the like nutritious aspects of it. Yeah, no, I'm just so grateful for them. Like, they've been so supportive of it.
They've always been very supportive of everything I do and never judged me or been disappointed in me for not being pescatarian like they both are.
My culture and religion has a lot of dairy-based meals, so it was a little difficult for my parents to wrap their heads around my decision, but I'm glad that they eventually came around to respecting it.
Okay, my last question, is there any common misconception that is found within your diet?
One misconception of a vegan diet is that we don't get enough protein. That's actually incorrect because soy has a lot of protein and it's found in soy milk and tofu. And also lentils have a lot of protein, and there's lots of plant-based protein powders which can get expensive, but they're always an option.
Because America has such a huge emphasis on fast food, people have assumed that I eat unhealthy.
I think a lot of people assume that we have sugary drinks with everything, like soda and coffee. I enjoy those drinks, but it's also important to understand everything is alright in moderation. Most of the time, I just drink water with my meals.
I've heard from people in my life that they view vegans as malnourished, and I think they think that this lifestyle is not sustainable and that we're missing out on essential nutrients, but that's not true.
I think a common misconception might be that we only consume protein. Like, I understand our lifestyle has a strong emphasis on beef or chicken, but I think we still consume an adequate amount of vegetables and other food groups.
Let's see. A common misconception about being vegan is that it's like super restrictive and you can only eat like a few certain foods. But I have like learned to find out that there are a lot of different like types of food and cuisines that are really vegan friendly. Even like a lot of restaurants, like more than I realized, have vegan options. Sometimes you have to like ask for a vegan menu, or like you have to go a little bit out of your way, but they are there. It was definitely a big adjustment going vegan, but I don't regret it at all, and I would definitely recommend it to other people.
So that wraps up our interview. I had such a fun time with this project. I was so intrigued by the variety of responses people gave, and learning more about some struggles that they might have faced while following this lifestyle gives me more of an appreciation for who they are and stuff they've overcome. Just really admiring everyone, I think. Thank you for watching.